Hi friends, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. Today, 225 patch blocks, 4 colors each, and they're simple, easy, and straight to the point. Have fun, play with your color, and enjoy. Short, sweet, and to the point, right? I'll see you at the end of the video. Okay, so let's make some 25 patch blocks. We are going to start with a simple one. This one's 4 colors. It's all about color arrangement when I make these, so if it doesn't have any pieced half square triangles or quarter square triangles or anything in it, that is because it's all about color play. Now you don't have to use these colors, but we just use whatever we got. So for the purple, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 purple. For this green, I actually did not have a green that looked good, so we're going to replace it. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to put that in there with some, sewing themed fabric. For the pink, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to put in 5 pink. And then for this aqua, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So there is that. So technically this one, all we have to do is lay it out and sew it together. So we're going to alternate purple, green, purple, green. I'm going to make those sewing machines face the correct direction, and then purple. And then the next row is pink, then this guy, and then that guy over there, and then pink, and I'm using dragonflies. All right, so we got some of that, and then we're going to alternate this time on this next row with the sewing themed and the purple. Sewing themed purple and sewing themed right there. And then the next row again is going to alternate the original row. So we're going to put these 2 dragonfly pinks there, and then 3 of these on the outside. And then we're going to go back to the original from the top row, purple, green, purple, green, and purple. And again, even though I keep saying green, it's just the replacement green so that I know what color I was using. So there's the layout. Now all we have to do is sew it together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this row right here, row 1 and row 2, and we're going to put these right sides together. So when I say right sides together, one is going over the other, just like this. So I'm just going to line them up. I'll straighten them when I get to the machine. Right sides together, just like this, and we're going to sew down this side. I'm going to take and break thread so that I can press these right, left, right, left, right. We're going to have them open, and then we're going to attach the next row. So let's go to the machine and do that. So here we are at the machine. Here is our first 2 pieces with a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to line them up and sew them. So here we go. I'm going to put those through. Then I'm going to grab the next 2. I did not turn or move anything. I'm just going to line them up, sew them through, grab the next 2, line them up just like that, sew them through, grab the next 2, okay, and the last 2, let's just line those up nicely and send them through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break my thread, and then I'm just going to press my seams to the right, flip this one to the left. This one is going to go to the right. I'm just finger pressing for now. There's no need to go to the iron. This one is going to go towards the left, and the top one is going to go towards the right. So now what I'm going to do is, leaving them all hooked together like this, I'm just going to grab the top piece in the 3rd row, And I'm going to put that right sides together and sew it through, grabbing the next one and sewing them through. And then I'm going to repeat the same finger pressing procedure, one going to the right, one going to the left, and so on and so forth, until all of my blocks are together. So from here on out, I'm just going to put you in fast forward. Okay, so now that we have them all hooked together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bottom one closest to me, and since these are finger pressed with all these seams going to the right, all these going to the left, right, right, all I have to do is place it over itself, and all of my seams are now going to go in opposite directions. So that is going to allow me, even finger pressed, to just turn this whole block and nest up this first seam. I just hold it with my finger as if it was a pin, line the end up, put it through, stop in that first junction, making sure that the rest of the block is lined up, that the next seam is nested. So if you have to adjust anything at all, hold it with my finger, stop in that seam, hold it in my finger, stop in that seam. Again, my end is still nicely together, and if all your blocks started, all your squares started the same size, everything should line right up. So once that is done, I open it, and for now, I'm just going to open it with my hand. I'm using the palm of my hand and my finger to just press it open. I'm going to take these two and put it over this, like that. And again, those next ones are going to line right up. I'm just going to stick this, line up those edges, stick this under the needle, start sewing, hold my first seam, hold my second seam, hold the third seam, fourth, and then line up my end. And there we have that. Again, I'm just going to finger press it back towards my right, the whole entire row, just like this. And then when I get to those last two, I always turn the whole thing around and pick up these two, just like this, because they're hooked together, and you can't mess it up. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach this row right here. Oops. Take it back just a little so that I can push that seam down. I hate when the seams flip. And then grab this next seam, line it up. Next seam. You can fill with your fingers once it's flush. Grab that last one right here, lining up my end, sewing it through. Just like that. And then I'm going to open it and finger press this one towards the left, because all of my seams are now going up towards the top. And then all I have to do is take this last one. Again, nothing got out of order, out of place, or turned around. Now I'm just going to put those through, holding my first seam, sew up to it, hold my second seam, sew up to it, my third seam, stop at it. Oop, that one almost flipped on me. It always hits this bed of the table and then it flips it upwards the opposite way of which way I finger pressed it. Coming to that last seam, and then line up the end and take it on down. And then all I do is flip it under again towards the left and finger press it. So I have a mostly flat block. So let's take this over to the ironing board and press it. So here we are at the iron, and you can see all of my seams are going in one direction. Let's just tilt you a little bit this way. So all these seams are going up, and you can see that all these seams are now laying right, left, right, left, right. So all I need to do now is take my iron, put it on this bottom row, and then grab the top and give it a little tiny tug and push those seams the rest of the way up. So it's opening them all up, just a tiny, tiny little tug. I'm not trying to knock it out of place. I just want to kind of force those seams first downward. Then I'm going to flip it over, and then from here is when I'll do my regular iron. So I'll just run across it just like this, making sure everything is flat going the correct direction, and there's my block. So let's take this over and review. So there's the block. So here's my photo. Here's my block. Now obviously I again swapped out the green, and let me turn it this way because the sewing machines are all kind of in the upward. So it goes purple, what would have been green, purple, what would have been green, and then it goes pink, aqua, and so on and so forth. So there is a very simple block. This is made with 2.5-inch squares. So this should measure at 10.5 inches, 10.5 inches. Oops. Every time I hit it, I move it 10.5 right up there. So it is 10.5-inch square. There it is. Block 1 done. Let's get to block 2. All right, for block 2, here we have it. So there is the arrangement. This one kind of looks a little confusing, but we'll make it pretty easy for you to follow. It's 4 colors. So for this right here, for the, I guess, turquoise, we need 12. And then for the purple, if you notice on this whole entire thing, it's only that turquoise and purple going together. So again, 12 of those. Then we need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pink. And then for this purpley color, it's like a purpley pink, we're going to go with 4 of those. So these two, we know just by looking at the chart right away, oops, that these two do not need to be pieced. So we're just going to set those aside. For now, we're going to take these 2 sets over to the sewing machine. Now, I do want to say, because I get asked all the time in the comment section, these right here are 2.5-inch squares. We will be sewing with these 2.5-inch squares right here, right sides together, on the diagonal from tip to tip. You can draw your line, you can fold your line and press it, or you can use seam tape. We're sewing on the line. Sewing on the line, when you open your block up, and I'm just going to do this for example, right here, you will still have a 2.5-inch block when you are finished. So that is what we are going for, is keeping these blocks at 2.5 inches. And then to answer, which I have in a previous video before, I am also saving all the little cutoffs that I'm getting from my half square triangles to make a secondary project. So let's get over to the sewing machine and make 12 half square triangles. Okay, so for our half square triangles, again, you can press the line in half, or you can draw it with a pen, or you can use seam tape, which I now use. So I'm just going to go from one corner. You can see that my corner right here is lined up on the corner with this, literally in the center of this red line. So I'm just going to keep it on that all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and put another one right sides together. And again, I'm going to line up. The tip is going to go up to my needle, and the bottom is going to stay. Now, if you have a wide mouth bottom machine for like zigzags and stuff, mine's for straight stitch, so it really doesn't suck it in. But if you are continue to chain piece, then you won't have a problem with the needle sucking this corner down into your hole for your needle plate. Now, if you were just to add your first one, I would highly suggest using a leader so that it doesn't suck it down into the machine, because that's what these corners will typically do. But if you start with a leader, then you'll have less of a chance for it to get sucked in, as well as your needle being in the down position when you start. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward while I make all these, trim all these, and press all these. Okay, so here are all our pieces. I'm gonna just show you real quick. All I did was cut away with leaving a 1/4 inch seam. So I lined my ruler up on my stitch line with the 1/4 inch line on that, like this, and then trimmed that excess away, giving me these little pieces. So there's all my pieces. I pressed them all towards the dark. I don't think it matters on this block if they are pressed which way or not, because really it doesn't matter with all of them. I turn the seams when I want to. So let's follow our diagram now and lay these out. So we have facing out, then a pink. Facing down, then a pink. Let's bring it into the frame more. And then purple facing out like that. Then the next row starts with a pink, and then we have a purple facing down, and then we have one of these right there, and then a purple facing up and a pink. The next row starts with one of these. Purple is facing down. Then we have one of these, then a pink in the middle, and then we have a purple facing up, and then a pink. No, where are we at? Nope, nope, nope. Facing up, then this one right there. I knew I was seeing something wrong. And now the next row, it starts with a pink. Then we have a purple facing down. And then we have one of these. And then we have a purple facing up. And then a pink. And the final row is purple facing down, purple facing up, and purple facing up, like that. And 2 pinks. Creating, as you can see now with the color, it has a line, and then these face with the purple in, those face with the purple out, and it creates this really cool block. So as we did with the last one, we're going to sew these 2 first rows just like this along this seam, right sides together, open them up, adding the 3rd row, 4th row, and 5th row. So let's take this to the sewing machine. Here we are at the machine. First 2 right sides together. Just going to match them up, put them in. Next 2 right sides together. Line them up, put them under. Next. Line them up, line them up. Oop. This pink is a little thinner than the rest of the fabrics. It wants to go where it wants. Then the next, just like this. And sometimes they're not exact, as you can see, but I'm going to make it work by just keeping my 1/4 inch with the pink one, with the pink fabric. It's still caught in the seam. And this last one, oh, this one's the right size. So there was only one so far that was off. Throw this on through just like this. Then I'm going to break thread. I'm going to do the same thing I always do. I'm going to press to the right, press to the left, right, left, and right. Now we're just going to take the first one in row 3. Do not flip it, turn it, move it. Just pick it up, turn it upside down, and place it on top. We're going to sew that through, and we're going to continue that same thing with each and every row. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward while I complete this. And there is our block. So let's see the picture compared to the block. Wow, it looks better than the picture because the purple really stands out. Like definitely, definitely bold, 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 bold. So I really love this 4 colors. So if you want, you could take a screenshot of this and yeah, very fun to make. So let's see both of them together. there is both of our blocks. So again, this one was 4-color, as you can see right there. I think it looks fabulous. And the other one is also a 4-color right there. And again, that looks way more than fabulous. That one definitely looks really good. So there you have it, folks. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe down that way, and yeah, that's it. See you next time. Bye.